r/AskReddit by LaughWithMEmes. What's the biggest red flag when meeting new people? They don't listen to what you say and respond accordingly. They only wait for you to stop talking so they can talk about whatever they want to talk about. I know people that don't even wait for me to stop. Now imagine those people being your best buds. I don't need to imagine that. I've seen a lot of answers along the lines of when they say negative things about others, which I agree with BTW, but for me a huge red flag is when someone can't let someone else receive praise or be the center of attention. I've met people in the past who have shown small signs of jealousy when I've praised mutual friends, siblings, strangers, etc., and in each case it was indicative of bigger jealousy and self-esteem issues that led to some messed up stuff. The absolute worst is people trying to one-up another person's suffering. It's one thing to listen and say back, quote, "I have a similar experience, this is what it is, so I can relate to what you're going through," but it's entirely another when it's, "Oh, you've sprained your ankle? I broke mine in 3 places and was on crutches for months. What you're going through is nowhere near as bad." Never ever dismiss someone else's pain because you think you've been through worse. Edit. First silver, first any badge. Thank you, kind stranger. Edit 2. Can't believe I got gold for a rant. Belittling their so in front of people, but insisting it's a joke every time. Sadly, in this situation I used to be the belittled so. I briefly had a friend like this. We all went out for drinks one night and she relentlessly castrated her fiance while he just sat there like a kicked dog. Meanwhile, she outed my gay buddy to people we didn't even know that well. She thought the whole scene was just hysterical. Toxic bitch right there. Subtle signs that they aren't remotely interested in you, and the only way you two are together is maybe because an obligation/favor. People change their tune often when they have to conceal their feelings of disdain for someone. What kind of signs would you list as examples? On their phone a lot, ignoring what you say, pretending to be busy with something else. Personally, it's pretty obvious when people are just faking being busy. When you barely know them and they act like your best friend, then later ask to borrow money. Yikes. How to tell who is a leecher in minutes. I had a friend like that. He was in his early 20s, but seemed an alright guy. One day, out of the blue, he tells me, "Dude, I really need to move out of my parents' house, but I don't have any money. I need about $300. I just stood there for a second and then said, "Dude, I don't just have that kind of money." His response was, "I know, but I also know you have other friends who do. Can you ask them for me?" I ended the conversation and stopped talking with him from then on. We weren't even friends for very long, but I didn't need someone in my life constantly asking for money like that. They don't really listen to you or pay attention to what you're talking about, but expect you to be totally engaged with whatever they say and act put out if you aren't. AHH. The distracting noise coming out of that other person's mouth stopped. Finally, it's my chance to talk about me. Yeah, it's like they are not listening at all but just have an algorithm running that looks for keywords in your story that they can relate to one of their stories. When they start talking about the tons of money I'm going to be making with their new business venture in selling knives door to door. This knife will cut right through your shoes. Well, pretend this shoe is whatever you people eat. Maybe it is a shoe. If they can't take no for an answer. Yeah, I met someone, strictly platonic, recently who immediately got defensive when I said I couldn't take time away from my business at that time to do something social with them. They threatened to show up at my house and asked, "What would you do then?" There had been a bunch of red flags with this person leading up to this point, but that was where I was like, bye-bye, psycho. That's not how any healthy friendship/acquaintanceship works. Thank goodness I have enough good people in my life to recognize that. My girlfriend has a best friend like this. The friend and I went back and forth for almost 10 minutes as I tried to explain why I didn't want to hang out with her and some other people. In her opinion, because I don't want to isn't a real reason not to do something. I'm terrified for anyone she has sex with, honestly. People think I'm a bitch, but I'm really just blunt and tell the truth. They can't handle that. Nah, chances are you're just a bitch. That and the can't handle me at my worst don't deserve me at my best types. If you can't handle me at my diddliest, you don't deserve me at my diddliest. I have only ever met 2 men that I'm aware of who lied to me about their ages when we met. Both of these men turned out to be extremely unpleasant and abusive people. I dated one of them and knew the GF of the other one. I think people who lie easily even over trivial things tend to have very complex psychological problems and are best steered clear of. OMG, this last boyfriend did this by 5 years to make himself look older. He lied about lots of things for months to get me to fall for him. Scariest part was how much he lied to himself to dodge his own issues. He honestly didn't see how much he was the cause of his own problems. I had to nope out of that one really fast. He ended up stalking me for months. Actually, he's still doing it. It's been a nightmare. He even moved into my neighborhood. If someone makes our first conversation sexual when it definitely didn't need to go that way, I'm out. Just a couple days ago I met a new neighbor and he asked if I was Irish, red hair. I said no. He said he used to have a red beard. Now he is bald and that means he has an abundance of testosterone. I'm still silent, not knowing what to say. He carried on and said he used to work at a hospital and had a bunch of really sexually active ex-workers who only dated bald men. At that point I just walked away because what does that have to do with anything, especially what he asked me. Gross, no thanks. It took 20 seconds for you to get weird. I don't want to hear anymore. Hi, my name is, and I'm an asshole. Literally how the shop manager introduced himself to everyone. Like it's an excuse. My older sister would constantly brag about how she is a bitch, as if that's something to admire. She is in fact completely shitty and a narcissist. I've never met any self-proclaimed bitches or assholes who turned out to be pretty cool. She also married a guy who introduced himself to me as I'm an asshole and I have no filter. At least they deserve each other. Reading through these comments made me realize I'm an asshole. Edit. It's like I've been told I'm an asshole by my very best friends constantly at one point of time and I just shrugged it off thinking I'm way too charismatic for them to handle. First step in fixing a problem is acknowledging there is one. Being an asshole isn't permanent. Keep up the good work. Edit. Thanks for the silver. It's my first medal ever. Too much information too quickly. People who divulge too much about themselves from the offset generally have poor boundary issues. I speak from experience. I'm a recovering poor boundary haver. I do this, yikes. I'm also very intense in relationships and generally get attached to people too quickly. How do you develop better boundaries? Boundaries. Fast. Be fair. Be fair, not just to the other person, but also be fair to yourself. Don't put the other person's needs or desires above your own, or keep your needs or desires to yourself. Be assertive, not aggressive or passive aggressive, and speak your truth, but also listen to the other person and be open to a discussion or a compromise. Don't expect the other person to always accommodate your preferences, and don't accept never having yours considered or honored. No apologies, no unjustified apologies. Do not be overly apologetic. Apologize for making a request, for breathing, taking up space, being alive. Don't apologize for having your own opinion or for disagreeing with others. Many people, with and without BPD, struggle with over-apologizing, something that can serve to perpetuate low self-esteem and feelings of frustration, resentment, self-loathing, or self-betrayal. This is the opposite of self-respect. If you find yourself apologizing several times a day, start asking yourself, what am I apologizing for? Did I do or say something that legitimately warrants an apology, or am I over-apologizing? Often, people apologize to avoid conflict, or because they have difficulty tolerating someone being angry with them, so they apologize to smooth things over, or keep the peace. Here is an important point to keep in mind. If you apologize for every little thing, you may appear insincere when it comes to a situation where an apology is actually warranted. Building mindfulness around over-apologizing can help you to break the habit and raise your self-respect. Stick to values. Don't compromise or abandon your own values to try to please others or conform. Don't do anything that goes against what you know to be right for you. For example, if the rest of your friends want to go to a bar and stay out until 2 AM, and you know that in your early sobriety you have difficulty being around alcohol, and you need to be at work at 9 AM the next day, then clearly this situation is not right for you personally. Speak up and make other suggestions, or make alternate plans. Don't abandon your friends, religion, or hobbies for your new boyfriend or girlfriend. Make time to do the things that are important to you, and both you and your new relationship will be healthier for it. If another person expects you to compromise things that are important to you, then the relationship may not be the best fit for you anyway. Be truthful, don't lie, exaggerate, or stretch the truth. Don't make excuses. Don't act helpless or take advantage of others when you are capable of helping yourself. Whether telling a little white lie or a blatant tale, people can be untruthful for many reasons. Often, they are trying to avoid confrontation, conflict, or getting into trouble. Perhaps they are trying not to hurt another person's feelings. And sometimes, people lie in an effort to try to manipulate or control a situation. Making it a habit of telling lies has a way of eventually tripping us up when one forgets what they have said and to whom they have said it. Play it safe and create a situation for yourself in which you never have to worry about what you have or have not said, thereby keeping anxiety, guilt, and shame away. Remember, telling only partial truths or omitting facts are also ways of being untruthful and can be harmful to relationships. Edit. No cliche. Whoa, didn't expect this to blow up. Instead, a genuine heartfelt thank you for the virtual reward, as it really lifted my spirits to see so many of you experiencing the same thing as I. Made me realize the similar struggles we all have. Please like and subscribe for more. This is Laugh with Memes. Goodbye.